this.
That's cool.
Whenever you're ready, man.
All right. This box that I'm sitting on is also a musical instrument, and it's called a cajon in Latin America, which means box. A very simple instrument. It's an instrument that carries a lot of history because what it represents is a period of time during colonial rule when drumming was not allowed and drums were not allowed, and it was very ingenious and courageous of the descendants of Africans who continued certain traditions without the use of the instruments and used things like wooden boxes, sticks, tabletop, a drawer, whatever was available to carry on rhythmic traditions that in some cases are centuries old. The cajon is an instrument that really took root in Cuba and in Peru, in particular, in those two places, although nobody could really, I think, claim the origin of the cajon as an instrument, because I'm sure that a wooden box could be found anywhere in the world, and that in any of those places, even a child probably started playing on the wooden box and used it as a drum. So it's just a very logical thing to do. In the case of Cuba, the port area of Matanzas and Havana, in those ports, the dock workers created this tradition of using the cajones to play rumba. Rumba is one of the most important styles of music from Cuba. It's usually played nowadays with conga drums. But originally, because it comes from the mid-19th century when slavery was still in existence in Cuba, the cajones, or the wooden boxes, were used as a substitute for drums. In particular, the boxes that were used, the crates to ship bacalao, codfish, and velas, the little candles used by the churches, were the boxes that were used. And as the rumberos discovered that the drums, the boxes made interesting instruments, they started to make them more to be an instrument by closing up the corners and polishing the surfaces a little bit so you wouldn't get splinters in your hand. And it turned into a tradition, which is a very beautiful one. They have a certain sonority that the conga drums do not have, so it's very distinct. And to this day in Cuba you could find groups that play rumba with cajones or combining the cajones with the conga drums.
And now, this.